Right now, Iran has 441 kilograms of uranium enriched to 60%. That's the last verified number, from June 2025. Nobody's checked since. The IAEA has had zero access for 9 months. Inspectors are expelled. Cameras are off. Monitoring equipment is either destroyed or disconnected. And 60% enriched uranium is not far from a bomb. 99% of the enrichment work to reach weapons grade 90% has already been done. The remaining 1% takes days, not months. So what happens if Iran actually does it? The short answer is, the war ends. Not because anyone signs a peace deal, because nobody invades a nuclear-armed state. That's the lesson of North Korea, Pakistan, and every other country that crossed the line. Once you test a device, even a bad one, the calculus changes permanently. North Korea's first test in 2006 was a fizzle, less than a kiloton. It barely worked. Didn't matter. Nobody has seriously considered military action against them since. They now have an estimated 50 warheads. Pakistan, tested in 1998 under threat from India, now has about 170. The moment you prove you have one, the conversation changes from "how do we stop them" to "how do we live with them?" Iran knows this. Everyone involved knows this. So the real question is, how fast could it happen? David Albright at the Institute for Science and International Security estimated Iran could produce its first 25 kilograms of weapons-grade uranium at Fordow in 2 to 3 days. The DIA said under a week, using combined capacity at Natanz and Fordow, about 130 separative work units per day, enough for 5 weapons in a week, 8 in under 2 weeks. General Kurilla, CENTCOM commander, testified that Iran could have material for a simple weapon in 1 week and for 10 weapons in 3 weeks. Enrichment is the fast part. Turning enriched gas into a metal weapon component takes 1 to 3 more weeks. The main conversion facility at Isfahan was bombed, but Siegfried Hecker, former Los Alamos director, wrote that conversion can be done in small laboratories with simple equipment. You don't need the big facility. Lab equipment and trained people are enough. Iran has thousands of nuclear engineers. They're spread across the country. Total timeline from the decision to go for it to a testable device, 3 to 8 months, according to a classified summary sent to the Joint Chiefs. Now, here's why the bombing campaign may not have stopped anything. Fordow, the main enrichment plant, sits 80 to 90 meters inside a mountain. In June 2025, 6 B-2 bombers dropped 12 bunker busters down its 2 ventilation shafts. The IAEA confirmed the centrifuges stopped working, but the DIA's initial assessment said the strikes damaged above-ground structures and sealed entrances, but did not destroy the associated underground facilities. Pentagon estimate, 1 to 2 year setback. Iran is already building the replacement. At Pickaxe Mountain, south of Natanz, there's a new facility inside a mountain 650 meters taller than Fordow's. No visible ventilation shaft, they learned from last time. The IAEA has never inspected it. Albright warned it may be even harder to destroy. And then there's what Iran is hiding. Planet Labs satellite images from January 2026 show new roofs built over damaged buildings at Natanz and Isfahan, blocking satellite monitoring. At Parchin, they rebuilt a facility called Talagan 2 on the same spot where a weapons development site was destroyed in October 2024. Satellite analysis found a 36-meter cylindrical vessel inside, consistent with a high-explosive test chamber. Iran covered it in concrete and buried it. The IAEA has never been there. In February 2025, the New York Times reported U.S. intelligence detected a secret team of Iranian engineers exploring how to build crude nuclear devices in a matter of months. A covert enrichment facility needs about 500 square meters, smaller than most warehouses, uses power equivalent to a small commercial building. The IAEA's February 2026 report said the agency cannot provide any information on the current size, composition, or whereabouts of the stockpile. They're blind. Iran has 2 paths to a weapon. The first is an implosion device based on their Ahmad project, a design 55 centimeters in diameter, small enough for a Shahab-3 missile. Assembly, 3 to 5 weeks from sufficient material. The second is cruder. A gun-type device using 60% uranium directly. No further enrichment, no explosive lenses, no precise detonation timing, no testing needed. The Manhattan Project never tested its gun-type bomb before Hiroshima because the physics were that straightforward. One researcher showed 40 kilograms of 60% uranium could produce a kiloton yield. The device would weigh 10 to 20 tons. Can't go on a missile. But it fits on a truck or in a shipping container. As Albright put it, that's sufficient to establish Iran as a nuclear power. A former Defense Department official told NPR, "You don't necessarily need to match the number of nuclear weapons a country has. We see this with North Korea. They don't have anywhere close to our arsenal, and yet we're not talking about invading them." Now, if you've been watching this and you're not subscribed, that's an odd choice. You're clearly the type who pays attention. Buttons right there. There's a reason Iran is more likely to go for it now than at any point in the last 20 years. Every restraint that used to hold them back is gone. The fatwa, Khamenei's religious prohibition on nuclear weapons, died with him. US and Israeli strikes killed him on February 28th, along with about 40 senior officials. His son Mojtaba took over on March 8th under IRGC pressure. He hasn't renewed the fatwa. His first public statement didn't mention it. Under Shia law, a decree from a deceased cleric loses authority after death. An Israeli intelligence analyst at INSS told Newsweek the new leadership under Mojtaba might be willing to take more risks. And there's reporting the fatwa was already dead before the assassination. The Italian Institute for International Political Studies reported in December 2025 that Khamenei himself gave the green light to compact warhead development in October. He had always blocked the final decision until the June war changed his mind. Iran's conventional military is gutted, navy destroyed, air defenses gone, missile factories hit, oil exports blockaded. 88 million people dealing with blackouts and 48% inflation. Every conventional option for self-defense has been taken away. The one option that can't be taken away is nuclear. Because you can bomb a centrifuge, you can bomb a building, but you can't bomb knowledge out of an engineer's brain. Iran's foreign minister put it directly. You destroyed the facilities, the machines, but the technology cannot be bombed, and the determination also cannot be bombed. There's historical precedent for exactly this. Israel bombed Iraq's Osirak reactor in 1981. It's been called a success. A 2011 study in international security showed it actually triggered a nuclear weapons program where one did not previously exist. Saddam committed to tenfold more scientists and funding after the strike. Israel's own WMD expert concluded that without the Kuwait invasion, Iraq would have had nuclear capability by 1994. Libya gave up its program in 2003. Gaddafi was killed 8 years later. Ukraine surrendered its weapons in 1994. Russia invaded 30 years later. The lesson is clear enough. An analyst at the International Crisis Group said on March 20th, at this point, the Iranians realized that the only thing that can protect them against future attacks are nuclear weapons. And it doesn't stop with Iran. Saudi Crown Prince MBS said in 2018 and 2023, if Iran gets a bomb, we will follow suit as soon as possible. In September 2025, Saudi Arabia and Pakistan signed a defense agreement where Pakistan's defense minister said nuclear capabilities will be made available. Turkey's Erdogan has questioned why he can't have weapons if others do. A Lawrence Livermore workshop concluded a cascade following Iran would include Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Egypt. 4 to 5 nuclear states in the Middle East within 15 years. Israel has an estimated 90 warheads under deliberate ambiguity. On March 21st, an Iranian missile hit the town of Dimona, where Israel's nuclear reactor sits, injuring over 40 people. Air defenses didn't intercept it. Robert Goldston wrote, if the world were to detect a single successful Iranian nuclear weapon test, the potential for 8 more such weapons would present a formidable strategic deterrent. A Chatham House assessment from June 2025, Iran has nuclear materials for 9 nuclear bombs. If Iran continues to face attacks exposing the weakness of its conventional deterrence, it has a strong incentive to put together a rudimentary nuclear weapon as quickly as it can. The counter-arguments are there. CIA said they could probably detect weaponization early. China and Russia have some leverage. Technical challenges are real. Negotiation is theoretically possible. But the diplomatic channel was destroyed. The February 28th strikes came 36 hours after Iran presented proposals through Omani mediators. Every restraint has been eliminated, not weakened, eliminated. The fatwa, the inspectors, the diplomacy, the conventional military balance. All of it. The war designed to prevent an Iranian nuclear weapon may be the event that makes one inevitable. The facilities can be rebuilt. The knowledge doesn't need to be. And right now, the knowledge is all Iran needs.